You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In the heart of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a night that began like any other takes a tragic turn as gunshots pierce the air, bringing unimaginable sorrow to a young mother and her family. In an instant, their lives are forever transformed. What occurred that fateful evening, and who would put this cherished mother in such a harrowing situation, leaving her loved ones grappling with fear and anguish? What happens when love becomes fatal? This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast with Intercepting a Killer.
May 3rd, 1998. It's a pleasant Sunday night in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a coastal metropolis known as the Venice of America.
Fort Lauderdale has hundreds of miles of inland waterways that crisscross many different city streets.
There's probably home to more yachts than any other place in South Florida. You go downtown, you walk out of the courthouse, you see boats going down the canal.
It's a beautiful area, surrounded with palm trees.
It's nice and quiet.
But tonight, that languid serenity is about to be broken for one pair of Fort Lauderdale parents.
They're winding down for the night, and unfortunately, what they hear outside is something that changes their life forever.
All of a sudden, they hear loud noises.
What was that? She looked out of her window just in time to see a car speeding away. She ran and got her husband, who was asleep in the bed. Benny, get up. Something's going on.
The worried couple rushes outside to see what's going on, but are stunned by what they find.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What happened?
There's a young woman sprawled on their sidewalk.
Oh my God!
She's laying face down in a pool of her own blood.
It appears that she has been shot.
Oh my God!
Call 911!
They are in a total state of shock.
But it's the young woman's identity that shocks them the most.
911, do you need police from this? Please, send the police in here. Please. Hello? Send the police in. What's the problem? I don't know, somebody shot my daughter.
Ever since she was a kid, 23-year-old Shavella Thomas inspired those around her.
She wanted to make people feel great.
She was a giver. She was a doer. She loved to have fun. She loved people.
She was always trying to find the human in everything, always joking, and she definitely connected with kids. That type of person, if kids see her, they'll be drawn towards her.
So after graduation in 1990, Shavella turned her knack for connecting with kids into a career.
Shavella worked for Broward County School District.
With her having that kind of silly personality, it allowed her to really flourish, because kids like to be playful and things like that. So having that type of personality, she fit right into that.
She started as a teacher assistant, and then she went on to do child care.
When you're working with young children, it takes a huge amount of patience, love, and concern.
It was also through the school system that Shavella first set eyes on Vernon Thomas.
Vernon Thomas also worked for Broward County Public Schools. He was a security guard.
He was working security at one of the educational facilities that she visited.
Hey, I don't believe we met.
I think you're right about that. We haven't. I definitely would have remembered you.
He was a very attractive man, and he was very charming.
Are you a teacher?
No, I'm just security.
Well, I feel safer already.
He was over 6 feet 2 inches tall, over 250 pounds. He had a powerful build.
He had been an athlete in college. He had played football, and he played semi-pro for the Broward Outlaws.
And he definitely had the confidence to go along with his physique.
Chevella's a beautiful young lady, and they hit it off.
Soon, the teaching assistant and security guard were meeting up off campus.
They fell in love very quickly. It was a whirlwind relationship, and they looked like the perfect couple.
After a short courtship, they were soon ready to take the next step.
The next thing we know, they were getting married.
It was kind of shocking, like, wow, she's getting married, like, so fast.
Vernon and Chevella got married at a church in Fort Lauderdale. It was a beautiful, lavish wedding where they were surrounded by family and friends.
We had family members that was in the wedding participated and everything, so it was nice.
Just was a beautiful day for Chevella.
Within a year of the wedding, Chevella was pregnant.
You know what they say, first come loves, then comes marriage, then comes a baby in the baby carriage.
When she got pregnant with her child, she was happy.
Chevella definitely had hopes of starting her own family. She did have dreams of being a wife, being a mother.
And when Chevella gave birth to the couple's daughter, it appeared that all her dreams were coming true.
She absolutely loved being a mom.
She was working her way up in the education system. She had new love in her life and a new child, and she was excited for what the future would hold.
But now, Chevella's been gunned down near the doorstep of her parents' home.
They hear gunshots, they rush outside, and then they see their daughter.
Oh my God!
Oh, 911!
When first responders arrive, there's nothing they can do for Chevella.
She had been shot in her head twice.
The paramedics pronounced Chevella deceased on the scene.
She's gone.
Your child being killed in cold blood right outside of your home. I can't imagine what her parents must have gone through.
However, as Chevella's parents anguish over the realization that their daughter is dead, police at the scene make a surprising discovery.
They had a second victim.
Police find the young man several feet from Chevella, around the corner of the house.
He had also been shot.
He was still alive and semi-conscious, but we didn't know if he was going to survive or not.
Get ready, because the story is about to take a thrilling turn as a web of betrayal and mystery unfolds on the horizon. Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Teacher's aide Chevella Thomas had found her calling.
She was such a caring person. She had a natural ability to be able to care about the welfare of kids, care about seeing them prosper in whatever their dreams were.
She had a heart for giving back to kids, and so she loved working with kids.
And after marrying Vernon Thomas in 1996, she'd given birth to a child of her own.
It was a fairy tale. He was the ultimate person to start a family with.
But now, someone has gunned Chevella down outside her parents' Fort Lauderdale home.
We have rescue on the way. Who was it that shot her?
I don't know.
They're not exactly sure what happened. They're not exactly sure who was involved.
All the police know for sure is that Shavella isn't the only person who's been shot.
When they did an area canvass, they found a second victim.
He's bleeding, and he is in and out of consciousness.
The police identify the second victim as Arthur J.C. Knight.
He had already lost a lot of blood, so immediately he was rushed to Broward General Hospital to try and save his life.
But the fact that he was still alive gave the police hope that they possibly had a witness to this incident.
While paramedics work to save JC's life, homicide detectives arrive and begin their investigation.
When I arrive on a scene, I look at the entire scene as an unknown. I don't know if it's involving any type of drive-by shooting. Is it domestic related? Is it a drug ripoff? Is it a mistaken identity? I have to keep an open mind.
In the street, detectives find several shell casings.
It appeared from where the casings were located that it was a drive-by shooting.
But examining Shavella's body tells a more complicated story.
Based on my initial observation of her body, it appeared that the shooter was shooting from the sidewalk.
She had been shot twice in the back.
Detectives suspect that Shavella saw the shooter and turned to run.
Hey! But she didn't get far.
After being shot in the back, she fell.
Then it appeared the shooter went up to the victim and shot her twice in the back of the head.
The killer stood over her and shot her twice, execution style.
The bullets that went through her head actually impacted the sidewalk in front of her parents' house.
Directly underneath Shavella's body, there are indentations in the concrete from where she was shot.
It wasn't just a drive-by shooting that they were dealing with. Somebody that actually came up to the victim and shot her.
Detectives believe the other victim, J.C. Knight, was hit in the original volley of shots.
Based on where the police found him, the detectives believe he ran around the corner of the house before collapsing from his injuries.
For detectives, the fact that J.C. didn't suffer the same fate suggests he wasn't the shooter's main target.
Whoever did this, I had no idea, but it appeared to be very personal towards Shavella Thomas.
And it doesn't appear to be a robbery.
Her purse, her keys, the money in her wallet, everything, all of her possessions were accounted for.
If there's personal property still attached to or near the victim, then most likely it's not going to be a robbery.
Beyond that, the crime scene has little else to tell detectives.
They found 5 9mm shell casings.
That was the only other physical evidence they were able to come up with.
But who was the killer? Detectives hope that JC survives and can provide them with an eyewitness identification. But in the meantime, they start knocking on doors around the neighborhood.
It is imperative that police find witnesses so they can begin to build their investigation.
They also wanted to talk to Shavella's parents, but wanted to give them some time to collect themselves before making a statement.
I feel bad for Shavella's parents. I feel bad for parents that have to go through this with the tragedy of the loss of their child.
It was a horrific sight for parents to see.
They're very distraught, traumatized, as to be expected.
Their neighbors were also frightened by what had happened.
The shooting became very traumatic to them.
It was quite unusual for something of this nature to be happening in that particular area of Lauderdale.
The first woman detectives speak to says she was standing at her dining room window when she heard someone scream.
I didn't know what it was.
By the time she looked out the window, she says Shavella was already down.
I saw the girl, I think, laying on the ground.
Did you hear gunshots?
I just remember sparks.
Okay, so you recall seeing sparks?
I think I did. Somebody had shot her, is what I'm gonna say. But I did not see a gun.
According to the witness, there was someone standing over Shavella.
And then she says that he gets back into the vehicle and then he leaves the scene.
And do you remember the type of vehicle that was?
No.
She says it all happened too fast.
All she could tell was that it was a 4-door car.
Each witness that they spoke to after that had the same general story.
Thank you for your time, man.
The only thing we knew is that the shooter was a black man that got out of and back into a sedan that left the scene.
None of the witnesses have any idea why something like this would happen in their quiet community.
Shavella Thomas had no run-ins with the law. She was a teacher at a local school and had no insidious background that rose suspicion to us as investigators.
However, when the detectives return to the station and run a background check on their other victim, J.C. Knight, there are plenty of red flags.
He'd been arrested multiple times.
He's a convicted felon and went to prison for carrying a gun.
With that, police started to think maybe there's something different here.
Was he the actual target that night?
Hey! Stay with us as we dive deeper into the mystery of what happened that fateful day. This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast. Hey, true crime listeners, we'd like to introduce you to something new from TV One. Follow the dark journey when admiration turns into resentment and resentment turns into murder. Take a listen to Fatal Attraction. I'd kill to be you.
Don't miss a chilling new series on TV One, Fatal Attraction, I'd Kill to Be You, airs every Monday night at 10 on True Crime Mondays. What would you do if someone wanted your life? If your rival didn't just want what you had, they wanted to be you. When obsession ignites and jealousy spirals out of control, the price can be deadly. A new crime drama you don't want to miss. Fatal Attraction, I'd Kill to Be You. All new every Monday at 10 on TV One.
Detectives investigating the shooting that killed Shavella Thomas suspect the gunman's intended target may have been the man who was with her that evening, 24-year-old J.C. Knight.
J.C. was also wounded in the shooting and was currently in surgery at a nearby hospital.
He had an extensive criminal background. He had even spent some time in prison.
He had convictions for possessing firearms, for carrying concealed firearms.
Gun possession could be connected to gang activity or drug dealing, so they really don't know what they have on their hands.
Could have been something to do with firearms or a gun deal or a drug deal. We had no idea.
Whenever, as an investigator, you have someone who has been shot and they're part of the crime scene and they have the extensive criminal history that J.C. Knight had, you have to seriously consider that.
They started to wonder, maybe this happened because JC was here, someone was targeting him.
It also leaves detectives wondering why JC was with Shavella that night.
When you look at the background and the lifestyle of Shavella, she was an upstanding citizen. She had an upbringing that was predicated on Christian values. Everything in her background was the straight and narrow. But when you look at the background of JC, you looked at an individual that lived a high-risk lifestyle.
Detectives decided at this point they couldn't wait any longer to get a statement from Shavella's parents.
When they sit down with Shavella's parents, her mother tells detectives the shots weren't all she heard that night.
Shavella's mother says she did hear arguing.
I thought I heard Shavella outside.
What did that conversation sound like?
Very heated.
Police asked her parents about Shavella's relationship with JC. Her father didn't know, and her mother didn't know JC either. So they had to figure out what the nature of that relationship was.
I don't think it
However, she doesn't think it was JC that her daughter had been arguing with.
According to Chevella's mother, a male's voice yelled out, "That's my wife."
It was obviously no mystery who would yell something like that.
So your daughter was married?
Yes. Husband name is Vernon Thomas.
However, according to her parents, Chevella and Vernon's marriage was on the rocks.
The detectives discovered that Chevella and Vernon were separated.
She left him and she moved back home with her parents.
Do you know why they split up?
She didn't really tell me everything, but I know they were having trouble.
She advised police to talk to Chevella's brother, Carl.
Carl was her older brother. He looked out for her as much as he could.
They talked often and were open about their lives with each other.
When detectives sit down with Carl, it's clear he's no fan of Vernon.
Well, I first met him a couple months before they got married, but I have no idea what she saw in him.
According to Carl, he really didn't like Vernon Thomas.
He described Vernon as very domineering.
From Carl's perspective, Vernon was overbearing. He was controlling. He would continually try to get Chevella to do things the way he wanted to, and he would become upset if Chevella wasn't around.
I told her that it wasn't right, but she didn't want to listen.
So what did you do?
Well, after a while, I just kept my mouth shut.
Carl in his interview said that he tried to get along with Vernon.
However, Carl also says that Chevella had eventually come to agree that Vernon wasn't everything she'd hoped for when she married him.
From what Chevella was telling him, their relationship was going south pretty quickly after the baby was born.
Not long after, she left Vernon and moved back to her parents' house.
She couldn't take any more.
But according to her brother, Chevella and Vernon's separation was only the beginning of his sister's troubles.
He had been following her.
He would be calling her all times of the day and night, checking up on her.
When you begin to stalk, there's a heightened level of jealousy.
If in fact that Vernon possibly saw his wife with another man, he may not have been able to handle it.
Stay with us for more of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
After speaking to Chevella Thomas's family, detectives have learned that in the months leading up to her murder, Chevella's marriage to Vernon Thomas had fallen apart.
According to Chevella's brother, Vernon had become obsessive and controlling.
Because of Vernon's overbearing relationship with his wife, she called it quits and moved back home.
After the separation, his erratic behaviors began escalating. Vernon had been following Chevella almost everywhere she went. He followed her to her friend's house. He followed her to the supermarket.
So whatever she was doing, Vernon wanted to know.
Chevella did not feel safe around Vernon. She felt that he was liable to do anything.
She was afraid for her life.
It was a fear Carl says he knew firsthand.
After the separation, Vernon began coming by Carl's house, sometimes in the middle of the night, banging on the door, tapping on the windows, crying and begging Carl to tell Chevella to go back home.
And even one day, he showed up with a gun.
Vernon came to Carl's house, telling him that he had purchased a new 9mm pistol.
Vernon said, well, the neighborhood's getting bad.
There had been some burglaries in the area.
Carl says he was unnerved by Vernon's behavior.
He named the gun and called it his baby, so he was becoming unhinged.
This made Carl very uncomfortable.
Detectives suspect that's exactly what Vernon wanted.
With Vernon showing Chevella's brother his gun, that was a clear message to the brother. Maybe her brother will see this and go straight to Chevella and say, hey, I think you may need to give him another chance, coercing her to come back by any means necessary.
According to her brother, it didn't work.
He said that Chevella was in the process of taking out a restraining order against Vernon.
They felt that Vernon was dangerous, and they were concerned about what he was capable of doing.
Between what Chevella's mother overheard and what her brother told them about Vernon owning a 9mm pistol, detectives figured they'd been right to worry.
A 9mm pistol was the same gun that was used to take Chevella's life.
Just that statement alone, the spouse now goes to the top of the list.
It's a tale as old as time, a jealous husband being the number one suspect.
However, while Vernon may be the number one suspect, the detectives will still need to track him down.
They couldn't find him at work. They couldn't find him where he lived.
He's pretty much nowhere.
Detectives suspect he may be hiding out or even on the run.
It's 1998. Technology is not the way that it is today. They're not triangulating cell phones. They're not using your movement to track you.
There is no social media.
Pretty much, if you want to be off the grid, you could be off the grid.
So they started talking to people that knew him to get information about where he could be, what they might know about his relationship with Chevella.
They don't find much until they track down a teammate on Vernon's football team.
Vernon Thomas was part of a semi-pro football team here locally.
How long have you known him?
We've known him for about 5 years.
His teammates said he was a good guy who got along well with everyone.
From the outside looking in, he was just this easygoing, mellow guy that everybody knew and loved.
Happy-go-lucky guy.
But something about Vernon had changed on the night of May 2nd.
The night before the murder, he says there was a game that they had played and he was acting really strange.
She was acting standoffish to herself, you know. He was just acting different. He wasn't the same old, cheerful, playful person.
He was withdrawn from the others.
What was his behavior?
He seemed real depressed. Just wasn't the same person. During the game, he was like in the middle of the field, just playing with the dirt on his knees. I think if I could remember, he was crying.
This is the playoffs, and Vernon is sticking out like a sore thumb. He's not in it to win it.
Some of the guys were trying to cheer him up, talk to him.
But according to his teammate, Vernon's behavior had gone from strange to frightening.
She was talking about doing something crazy.
He was making statements that something bad's gonna happen.
I'm a killer, man. I swear I'm a killer, man.
He was talking about killing his wife.
Get ready, because the story is about to take a thrilling turn as a web of betrayal and mystery unfolds on the horizon. Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Fort Lauderdale detectives investigating Shavella Thomas's murder have just learned from a teammate of her estranged husband, Vernon, that the semi-pro football player had been threatening her life.
One of the teammates told the detectives that Vernon said that he was going to kill Shavella.
I'm gonna kill that. Kill that.
Okay, now you heard him say that.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we say, well, why didn't they say something? Why didn't they do something? I think it's very realistic that that person just thought, hey, he's going through a lot. I don't think they thought that their teammate, the guy that they played with all the time, was gonna go out there and hurt someone.
I'm telling you, just keep your head up, man. You know, come on, man, don't worry about that. You're just trying to get him back into the game so we can play, because it was a playoff game.
However, when the detectives ask if he knows where they might find Vernon now, he says no.
He says he has no idea where Vernon may be now, but he may know somebody who does.
I heard what happened is Joe Wallace. Joe Wallace was his closest friend, I think, on the team that I know of.
He said a person you may want to talk to is Joseph Wallace, somebody that's known Vernon for years.
So that's what the detectives did. They tracked down Joseph Wallace.
Joseph Wallace was a substitute teacher for Broward County Public Schools.
This is a sworn tape recorder statement to Mr. Joseph Wallace at his place of employment. This is Vernon Thomas that we're going to be speaking about.
He told the detectives that they're not as close as they once were.
We used to do a whole lot of stuff together. But once he got married, it was like we sort of drifted apart. And he never really discussed, his marriage with me or anything like that.
He acts like he didn't know of any problems that Shavella and Vernon were having.
How it was doing.
He also denies knowing anything about the murder.
Did he ever talk to you about how he felt and maybe how he wanted to hurt his wife?
Nah.
Did he ever talk to you about how he wanted to kill his wife?
Nah.
Joseph's answers make the detectives suspicious.
Based on what the other teammates said, Vernon was openly talking about killing Shavella.
Does Joseph know more than he's letting on?
In an incident like this, it happened so fast that you would actually believe that somebody may have been a driver and that all the shooter had to do was jump in the car and take off.
Did you see or hear from Vernon Thomas on that Sunday before the murder or after the murder?
Neither.
Has Vernon made contact with you at all? Did he tell you anything about the murder?
No. He didn't say anything at all.
Is he being untruthful to hide what he has done or to protect Vernon in some way?
I had a deep feeling in my bones that he wasn't being completely cooperative with me.
But since that's based on little more than a hunch, they have no choice but to end the interview.
At that point, the detectives were no closer to finding Vernon.
Until a few days later, they catch a lucky break.
Homicide. We received a tip that led us to the location of the vehicle used as a getaway vehicle in the murder of Shavella Thomas. We located the vehicle, towed it, and subsequently learned that it was in fact registered to a close friend of Vernon Thomas.
His name is Russell Benaby.
That is a bombshell in this case.
Suspecting he may be an accomplice, the detectives bring Russell in for questioning.
They were straightforward with the facts and said, okay, your car was involved, to see if he puts himself in his car.
Russell doesn't put himself in the car on the night of the murder, but he does put Vernon in it.
He did admit that Vernon asked him to borrow his car.
Benaby knew Vernon from past school history. They were frat brothers together.
In these types of investigations, it's not shocking to see connection between friends and family, because friends and family typically want to help.
So he gave Vernon the keys.
However, Russell says it wasn't Vernon who returned the car a few hours later.
According to Russell, He didn't know who it was, but the person that returned the car said something to the effect that we lost somebody tonight.
He said what he meant by that?
No, but I figured it was Vernon, though. He seemed really down since Shavella left.
He thinks maybe Vernon may have committed suicide. And that's what he tells detectives.
But is he telling the truth?
The police do a photo lineup.
Did any of these guys return the vehicle?
It was him. He was the guy.
Russell identified the very person that they had already interviewed, Joseph Wallace.
That was great evidence for my investigation to close the gap.
It's as if the case is coming together right before the detectives' eyes.
At this point, police knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Joseph knew more than he was actually saying.
But just how much was he trying to hide?
Was Joseph the actual shooter, or was he accomplice in the case?
Before detectives can bring Joseph in for a second time, police receive a call from the doctors at Broward General Medical Center.
They get some good news.
JC was now conscious, alert, and wanted to talk.
And he's aware enough to ID the shooter.
Stay with us as we dive deeper into the mystery of what happened that fateful day. This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast. Hey, true crime listeners, we'd like to introduce you to something new from TV One. Follow the dark journey when admiration turns into resentment and resentment turns into murder. Take a listen to Fatal Attraction, I'd Kill to Be You.
Don't miss a chilling new series on TV One, Fatal Attraction, I'd Kill to Be You, airs every Monday night at 10 on True Crime Mondays. What would you do if someone wanted your life? If your rival didn't just want what you had, they wanted to be you. When obsession ignites and jealousy spirals out of control, the price can be deadly. A new crime drama you don't want to miss. Fatal Attraction, I'd Kill to Be You. All new every Monday at 10 on TV One.
Shooting victim JC Knight has just woken up in the hospital and is ready to talk to the detectives. But will he be able to identify the man who shot him and Shavella Thomas?
His role in this investigation is extremely important.
He would be our only eyewitness to the actual shooter.
And when the detectives speak to JC in the hospital, he has no doubt who put him there.
Mr. Knight IDs Vernon as the shooter that night.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, absolutely. Vernon Thomas.
He was angry as to what Vernon did to Shavella and himself.
Vernon had been jealous of his relationship with Shavella, even though Shavella and Vernon had been separated.
Although, according to JC, he and Shavella were just friends.
There's no intimate relationship between the two.
But try telling that to Vernon.
Even though they were just friends, he believed there was something more going on.
According to JC, things had come to a head on the night of May 3rd.
JC told me that he was at a party with Shavella near where Shavella's parents live. Sometime during the night, Vernon showed up.
Yo, what you doing with my wife, man?
JC says he and Vernon exchanged a few words.
According to JC, Vernon leaves.
He said that Shavella had really been shaken up by Vernon's behavior.
Can you walk me home tonight?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
JC, doing the gentlemanly thing, escorted her home to her parents' house.
That should never have happened.
But they never made it to Shavella's front door.
I know you told him.
Hey, man, that's my wife, man. That's my wife.
Oh, my God.
JC says he tried to get Shavella out of the way and he tried to run, but he was too late. He was shot and Shavella was shot.
JC managed to escape around the corner of the house before he collapsed from loss of blood. But Shavella wasn't so lucky.
Vernon shot her in the back of her head, just like it was nothing.
He believed that, well, if I can't have her, then no one's gonna have her.
Thank you.
While waiting for a judge to swear out a warrant for Vernon's arrest, the detectives bring his friend Joseph Wallace back in for another round of questioning.
When police go back to confront him, Wallace stated that yes, he was the one who brought the car back.
However, that's not all Joseph told the detectives.
He actually threw Russell under the bus and told the police that this guy is not as innocent as he claimed he was. His role was not only loaning his car, but he was very detailed and specific in telling Joseph how to dispose of this gun.
Beneby gave him a plastic bag and says, put it in this and clean off the fingerprints and throw it in water so nobody will be able to trace it back.
Law enforcement, they do everything to find the firearm, but they never find it.
Even without the gun, Joseph's story is more than enough for detectives to charge both him and Russell as accessories to the murder.
Everyone knows what's going on, and they're working in concert to cover up this violent and heinous crime.
But it's Vernon the detectives really want. And they won't have to look very far to find him.
I received a phone call from the Broward County Central Intake Jail that an individual had presented himself to intake, identifying himself as Vernon Thomas.
Vernon may have turned himself in, but that didn't mean he was ready to cooperate with the investigation.
Vernon didn't say anything to the police when he was arrested.
And it's only when Vernon goes on trial for murder in March of 2000 that his version of events finally comes out.
Vernon Thomas's defense was self-defense, to the effect of Vernon arrives at Chevella's parents' house to talk to her, at which point in time, Vernon Thomas alleges that JC pulled out a gun, pointed it at Vernon.
Naturally, Vernon had pulled out his gun and fired at JC.
Unintentionally striking his wife 4 times by accident.
To back up their claim, the defense points towards JC's criminal history.
JC had a background dealing with illegal gun possession, and the defense actually used that against him.
When the case goes to the jury, the defense's arguments raise at least some reasonable doubt.
The verdict in this case was guilty, murder in the 3rd degree, which is a lesser included offense of murder in the 1st degree.
So clearly the jury did not buy the fact that JC wasn't armed.
Vernon's sentence is a mere 15 years.
We just wanted justice to be served, and it was not. It was not. The law was wrong. How could he just take someone's life and they just give him minimum?
Vernon's accomplices, Joseph Wallace and Russell Beneby, who pled guilty to tampering with evidence, don't serve any prison time.
They both received probation.
It's a devastating conclusion for a family that suffered so much pain.
It was like a hole in our family. She was a very sweet girl. She was a very bubbly person. She didn't deserve that.
Absolutely no one deserves what happened to her.
I miss her dearly. And it's difficult to just think of what could have been.
The tragic ending of Shavella Thomas's life serves as a poignant reminder that relationship challenges should never lead to deep heartache or, worse, death. Her story highlights an important truth. Love is meant to uplift and heal, not inflict pain. This heartbreaking situation starkly illustrates that love should never hurt, urging us to remain vigilant against those who may seek to harm us. Shavella Thomas will be cherished and remembered for the love she brought to those who knew her. Coming up, on the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
They were a beautiful couple living the American dream.
He had high-profile entertainers that he's doing security for.
She's raising 3 boys.
They had a beautiful home.
He was so proud.
But it all vanished in an instant.
She just heard 2 loud gunshots.
He's at the front door.
He's laying in a pool of blood. Keys in the door.
He was ambushed, bushwhacked in front of his house.
Was it retaliation?
When the sharp sounds of gunfire pierced the tranquil air in a Gwinnett County, Georgia neighborhood, the peaceful life of a devoted couple is shattered in an instant. In the blink of an eye, their once calm world is transformed into a chaotic scene, filled with echoes of fear and shattered dreams. Tune in to the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast. We will see you in the next episode.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.